Good morning, Birmingham, 7:06. Dixon inviting Talk 99.5, talk995.com. It is the 29th of July of 2026. Man, oh man, oh man. We are just a couple of days away from August.
Phew.
How did this happen?
Summer's almost over for the kids. Sorry, kids.
Mhm.
Parents are like, yes, right back to school.
Yeah, parents are delighted. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And the children are like, oh,
Here we go again.
Sucks to be me.
That came back around too quick.
It usually does. Kids love that lengthy summer break, but it's getting shorter every year, it seems to me.
Oh, just leave them in year round, right?
Well, look,
Teachers are like, no.
I've been an advocate of year-round schooling for a long, long time. I mean, the whole reason that we continue to do this break in the summer thing is so that the kids could go work on the farm. We're no longer
Not anymore.
an
Now it's
agrarian
about the
culture.
vacation with the family. We need the
Well,
beach trip. We got to go to the mountains. We
guess
got to
what?
go. We got to go visit the relatives across the country.
I'm not saying that you're going to be in school every single week during the year. You'll get 2 weeks off here and a week off there, and it may get as much as 3 weeks at one point. You can always take vacations during those times.
That's not fun, Richard. I want to go in the summer. I want to go to the beach.
Look, teachers will tell you, at least the ones I know, they'll tell you that the biggest problem with schooling is that the first anywhere from week to a month, depending on what grade they're in.
It's a waste almost.
It's a refresher.
You're like,
you basically
just
have
getting
to
back on the bike.
Let's go back and revisit all the stuff that you forgot over the past 2.5 months. So if you didn't do that and you actually had year-round schooling, then you wouldn't have to worry about that. And again, we did that because we had an agrarian culture. We don't any longer. I mean, less than 2% of Americans are farmers now.
So the same
Most of it is being done by corporations.
So the same time that we leave daylight saving time
Yep.
is the same time that kids should go to school year round.
Straight back to year-round
because they're
schooling.
not working on the farm
Exactly.
anymore.
That's what I say. Mm-hmm.
We've got it all figured out here.
Absolutely. If you give us enough time and enough beer, we can solve all the world's problems.
Usually.
Not at this hour of the morning, of course. That
No,
would be
give us
crazy.
another hour or
okay.
two. About 10 o'clock, we'll have it figured out.
Hey, how would you like 16 acres fronting John Hawkins Parkway and I-459 right there near the new Exit 9 in Hoover? Well, it's not done yet, obviously, Exit 9, but this acreage is right there. It's 16 acres in a solo transaction. Fly ball away from what is going to be Exit 9. GT Auctions on July 30th. That's tomorrow at the Holiday Inn on John Hawkins Parkway. You want to find out more, you got to go to gtauctions.com, gtauctions.com. Great thing about gtauctions.com, it can also help you out if you want to put something up for auction. If you're interested in putting up a piece of property or a home or a commercial building, they can help you out with that as well. There's a lot of great stuff about auctionings. You've heard me talk about it for some time now, but I want to focus on this fantastic piece of property, 16 acres, all in one fell swoop right there, John Hawkins Parkway on I-459 at the new Exit 9 in Hoover. Tomorrow's the day, man. You better get on this. gtauctions.com if you'd like to find out more. gtauctions.com.
And now, it's Dixon and Vining's top 3 things you need to know.
I always find this a little interesting when they say that, the United States and Saudi Arabia managed to fend off a sneak attack, an attempted surprise attack by Iran. Aren't all attacks kind of surprises?
Yeah, I think so.
I
Most
don't
of the
think
time,
you're like,
not
hey,
like,
hey,
hey, can you hold that?
Couple hours, we're going to attack you guys. Just so you know, set your watch.
I don't
We'll
know.
be attacking
We're
yeah.
pretty bad about signaling when we're going to do something. It's like, hey, now we're going to do your bridges and we're going to take care of the power plants. Oh, gosh, what do we do? Put people there. That's what Iran does. Put people there.
Yeah, well, you remember, I mean, he said he was going to do that the following week, and then he went ahead and did it that night instead. So, he
At
gets
least
a little
he's giving you a
surprise
little
in there.
heads up.
He gets a little,
He doesn't give you much.
He does a lot of head faking, which is kind of cool. But also then we attacked some sites in eastern Iraq that were being used to attack United States forces that were coming at them with drones and things of that nature. There had been something like 300 drone attacks coming out of this particular area, and so we figured out where they were coming from, and we went ahead and the Saudi Arabia also helped us go ahead and wipe these guys out. So shouldn't have any more trouble from that region.
That would be nice.
Still working on the strait, that's sort of
That's
the thing.
a problem.
And we'll have to see what happens as we go forward here. Was that just the precursor? Because it looks like Iran just decided that they were going to break whatever minor ceasefire we had.
Yeah, it's over with.
Iran was trying, by the way, to make the claim that Trump wanted to go back to the MOU and renegotiate. And I'm like, well, then why would they go ahead and throw a bunch of missiles at you? That doesn't make sense if they really believed that. That doesn't make any sense at all. So,
It doesn't.
They were trying to sell
Well, again,
that.
you can't believe anything that they're saying. They'll say something behind closed doors, then come out and say something completely different.
Yeah.
Now, yesterday they were like, no, we're not talking. And then here they are talking, and then back to this, and they're firing, So, let's just take care of business.
We're about 19 minutes away from Dr. Anthony Fauci testifying at a Senate hearing. I think it's safe to say it could be fiery. On the other hand, it could be, I don't recall, I have no recollection.
I think we're going to get a bunch of that. I really do.
Yeah. He's a nice elderly man with a poor memory. That's what we're going with.
Don't
here.
even
That's
do
the
that.
Robert Hur
Don't
thing.
even.
No?
Don't even.
Not allowed to say that?
Answer the questions, and let's see if the truth is in you. But he may just start that whole thing with, I don't remember, I don't recall.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. But now that we do have, in fact, written...
And by the way, could he turn in his man card? You remember that first pitch he threw out that wasn't even close. It was about 10 miles the other direction.
Pretty pathetic. Fairly pathetic. I think the only person that I saw did it worse was Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Neither one of those guys.
Those are pretty bad. It's pretty embarrassing. If you can't throw, I mean, you don't have to be all athletic and everything, but if you know you cannot throw a ball at all, why would you agree to do that?
Just don't. Don't do it.
Well, now we know why Anthony Fauci did it, because he's a narcissist and he's got an ego the size of California.
That's crazy. I mean, he is out there somewhere. But we'll find out how this goes. We'll probably air a little bit of it here. There's a lot of speechifying. When we start, it's always like, well, first we're going to hear from the person who's testifying, and then we hear from the head of the committee, and then we hear from the ranking member on the other side, and then finally we get the questions. So it's not going to be immediately that we start carrying this, because I can't stand any of those speeches. They're very boring. But I'll be interested to see, especially...
I want to hear Rand Paul. I cannot wait till Rand Paul gets after him.
I think when Rand Paul gets there, it's good. You know what I'd really like is if every Republican member of the committee said, I cede my team to Rand Paul.
Yeah, I'm going to give my time to Rand Paul.
I want him to have
I think
more.
they all should do that. Just let him go.
Aaliyah has removed 900 commercial drivers from roadways because they were not proficient in the English language. Yes, the American Trucking Association recently joined trucking organizations in releasing a one-year progress report on the significant federal and state efforts to remove illegal operators from the roadways. The results, documented in the latest report from the Trucking Association Executives Council, reflect a sustained partnership among the trucking industry, the U.S. Department of Transportation, the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, and state governments and law enforcement. Governor Kay Ivey signed the Highway Safety and Fairness Act during the previous legislative session. The new law, sponsored by State Senator Lance Bell of Pell City and State Representative Steve Klaus, a Republican from Ozark, improves safety on Alabama's highways by ensuring commercial motor vehicle operators meet federal work authorization and communication standards.
How about they just meet this standard? You can speak English.
That's
Let's
a big one.
start there.
That's a big one.
Let's start with you. Can you speak English?
I'd also like them to be legal.
Be able to take a test.
Be
be
legal
legal
in the United States of America.
But I mean, we've got drivers that can't even speak the English language. How in the world did you get your CDL license?
I've said this for the longest time.
Wow.
All the street signs you're going to be seeing are going to be in English. All the road signs that you're going to be reading are going to be in English. All of the warning signs that you're going to be seeing are going to be in English. The nice officer who pulls you over when you break the law is going to be speaking English. The ticket that he gives you and the court summons are going to be in English. If you can't speak English, you have no business behind the wheel of any kind of vehicle in the United States of America.
Amen.
It's insane to me.
And we've seen some of these drivers, that horrific wreck where the 18-wheeler tried to make a U-turn in the middle of the highway to the other side, and 3 people ran up underneath that 18-wheeler and died.
Yeah.
That family died because these guys had no idea what they were doing and couldn't read road signs.
Absolutely horrible situation.
That's
Unacceptable.
terrible.
Crazy to me.
But that's just one of many instances we've seen where they have no business driving and people have lost their lives.
You got that right. 545-9950. Should you wish to opine, give us your name and your town if you have never texted us before. If you have, we have your information. We know where you live.
And now it's Dixon and Vining's.
Scorps. I'll say this. You don't have to like their music, but they certainly have some of the most inventive album covers of all time. Do they not? The Scorpions. Love their stuff. 721 Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Download our app, and you'll be able to pick us up. You know, I was out at about yesterday. I had to drive way up into the Trussville area, and finally got a crackle of static. People talking about our tower just not being all it's supposed to be. Yeah, okay, we got a little problem with it. That's why I keep telling you to get the app. But this is the first time that I actually really got anywhere that I was kind of like, oh, well, there's the crackle people are talking about. But I was way the hell out there.
Were you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was way gone.
It's going to be okay.
I know it will.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah, it will be. You'll be all right.
We have to hire some convicts to climb the tower. That's the problem.
I know.
Yeah.
No, it's
not easy.
It's just very involved.
It is.
There's a lot behind the scenes. It's not like, I'm going to go up there, reach up there and change a light bulb and put it back in. It doesn't work that way.
It's a little more involved.
It's a lot more involved.
Okay.
All right. Here is an easy process when we talk about unscrewing a light bulb and putting one back in. When we talk about selling used cars, that is a problem for you or for me. And I've done this multiple times. I do not care for it at all. That's why when I met Craig years ago, I said, Craig, I love what you guys are doing. And I know a lot of Talk 99.5 listeners have come to you to have you sell their used vehicle. The process is, and we've got a lot of options now, and if some of them are online, don't do that. The other is to trade your car. That's not a good move either, because the dealership that you're trading your car with is going to go, ooh, yeah, they're rubbing their hands together going, we're going to keep more of their equity than they really realize, because there's all these little games that they play. I don't care for that either. What Craig does is ask for you to bring your truck or your SUV or whatever kind of car you got, bring it to him, give him a few minutes to run the numbers. It doesn't take very long, and he'll tell you exactly the price that he believes he can list the car and get it sold for. And you'll be amazed, and I was, because it was a little bit more, there was more value in my car than I thought there was. And he showed me the reason why there was more value. He will talk to you about that. And then list it, find the buyer, get it sold for you, get a check in hand, and you are done with that vehicle. Only you didn't have to do anything except for to get your vehicle to him. And he's located downtown, 2224 4th Avenue South. Look him up online at bhambroker.com. Don't sell your used car yourself. Let Craig and the guys at Birmingham Broker do it for you. bhambroker.com is where you go, or visit him downtown. Again, bhambroker.com.
Speaking of Birmingham Broker and light bulbs, how many used car salesmen does it take to change a light bulb?
We're waiting. Go ahead.
Let me run a few numbers through my calculator. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Where's the Jeff joke of the day? We need that.
Yeah,
please.
We haven't heard from him in a while.
No, I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you know how many Vietnam vets it takes to change a light bulb?
Steve's turn. He can ask you. It's a little too early for this.
It is?
Yeah, way too early.
It's 7:24.
I got to wait till 9 o'clock. I'm not even through with my coffee
It's
yet,
July
Richard.
29th.
It's
what
terrible.
are you talking about?
Yeah,
it's too early.
It's not good.
It's late July.
It's too early.
No.
Yeah.
2 men have been federally indicted after authorities say they were captured on video trying to carry out a jackpotting scheme at a St. Clair County bank ATM. Jackpotting is where criminals use physical access and malicious software to force the machine to dispense cash. You know, my one question about this is, why will no one teach me how to do this? I need some answers.
No, well, you do not want to. Do you want to go to jail?
It does not steal money from individual user accounts. It targets the bank's cash supply directly.
Oh, yeah.
So
and you're in worse trouble.
Where does the bank get their cash supply? Oh, that's right. Me.
Yeah, but they're not going to charge your account, Steve. Not as far as you know, anyway. So
Gee.
It's becoming a little frightening how in this day and age, because of all of the technology that we use when it comes to our money, all people have to do is figure out how to hack into your phone, hack into your bank account, hack into your, whatever.
It's frightening.
And they can steal everything you have without ever leaving their home.
That's where we are.
Yeah,
You're
it is.
exactly right.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the convenience of Apple Pay, for instance.
Yeah.
It is super convenient. Not only is it super convenient, but like in the past when you park downtown, and boy, downtown, they're going to dun you for that parking spot. There's no such thing as free parking downtown almost anywhere. But when you get into that parking spot, it used to be, well, let me see, how many quarters do I have? How long can I stay here? Let me just plug the change into this thing, assuming, of course, that the meter worked properly and somebody hadn't damaged it already in some way. So now when you get out and you go, oh, okay, I've got the little Park Mobile app, and this is where I am, and this is how long I'm going to stay, and it says it's going to be a $1.67. You go, oh, that's not bad. I'll pay $1.67 to park there for the next 2.5, 3 hours, whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
It's convenient and it's easy. Unfortunately, it also leaves you wide open to the possibility of somebody, if they can get into your phone, however they do that. I don't know. I'm so out of touch with this. I had a conversation about the dark web a few years ago, and I had a bunch of people contact me going, you don't want to go there. I'm like, I wouldn't know how. Like, I have no earthly idea how to go to the dark web. I'm so completely out of touch with all of this. I used to consider myself kind of a nefarious creature. And now I can't do anything because it's all technology. And somehow, you know, the guys who used to show up and pistol whip people with the black ski masks and whatever, they're losing out to the nerds sitting at home in front of a computer.
That's exactly right. It's all about technology. I told you that yesterday, my experience at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
Wow. Things have really changed there.
they really have.
I was like, what is going on here? I felt like the
Mm-hmm.
old lady in the car, like that lady doesn't know what she's doing.
Oh, she
Drive around, please.
Pulled into a
was
lane
like,
at Chick-fil-A, and they said, you're in the app lane.
And I was like, when did we get an app lane? I guess the people that are using the app, here's where we're at with it. The people that are using the app are frustrated with the curmudgeons like me and you
Yeah.
that don't want to use the app. We just want that person to take our order in the line and
That's
go
right.
up and get our food.
Yeah, you don't
The
want to
app
hit
people
you.
are like, can we have our own lane? They have given the app people their own lane.
Yeah.
So now the people that order from the person with their little, iPad have one lane. So now it takes twice as long. I'm like, oh, I'm not happy with you, Chick-fil-A. It took forever yesterday.
What a nightmare.
I was like, this is awful.
This is of
They
all
were
the
like, you're in the app lane, lady. You're going to have to drive around.
all
This
the
is what
first
he said.
world
He sounded
problems.
just like this. Ma'am, you're going to have to drive around
Sorry,
again.
I'm
You're
sorry.
in the wrong lane. I was like, nobody's in the lane. Can't you take my order? No, ma'am. We've been told we cannot take anyone's order in this lane. You're going to have to go around and get in this lane where you're going to order your chicken nuggets,
Step aside,
your
sir.
nuggies.
Sir, step aside.
I was like, really? You're right here. You're not taking anybody's order. What are you doing? He's like, yeah, well, my manager, I'm going to get in trouble if I do that. You'll have to drive around. And the one at the Galleria, that's like driving. I'm driving halfway around the world to get back in line.
You really tried to talk him into taking
I
your
did.
order?
There was no one in the line.
Yeah.
There was nobody. Nobody was
wrong.
coming through.
So wrong.
And I knew exactly what I wanted.
You
It would
wanted
have
to get him in
taken
trouble?
about a half a second.
You were trying to get him in trouble.
I even shortened my name from Valerie to Val's because it's like,
Yeah.
how do you spell Valerie? I just put Val, V-A-L, Val. Let's go, chip chop.
Quick and easy.
Right.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't do it. And I was like, really, dude, you're going to make me drive all the way around and get in this long line. Yes, ma'am. Because if somebody comes through that has the app, it's really quick for them. So that's what Chick-fil-A is doing. They're trying to get you to order on their app. I don't like these things.
Things are changing in the
I
world,
don't like
and I don't
it.
care
I
for
don't
it.
like it. And
I find it
I
confusing.
love your pimento
and
chicken
dangerous.
sandwich, but I don't like
It's a big, frightening,
one lane
technological world out there, and we don't
at
care
the
for
Galleria
it.
Chick-fil-A. Get it changed, 2 lanes. Forget those yuckity yucks using their app.
How
Make
about-
them do something
how about
else.
Use the app.
Yeah, I don't want to use the app.
I mean,
I didn't know about this yesterday till I got there. Maybe I got the app on my phone. I guess I could have used it. I just said I ain't got time for this.
Bill says I should Google "take me to the dark web." No,
No.
No.
Don't do it.
I'm not going anywhere near the dark
Uh-uh.
web. That's the kind of thing that sucks your soul away. I don't want to be any part or anything to do with it. Thank you.
Right.
Thanks for nothing. 7:30 Dixon
We'll
Dividing.
never see you
Talk to
again,
That's
Richard.
it. I'll be gone. 736, Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, Talk995.com. Parrot Structural Services, parrotss.com, 668-2626. When the foundation starts to go south, these are the guys you need to get it right back up where it needs to be. Whether you're slab jacking, grout pumping, soil stabilizing, or you're using that helical pier system that is made right here in Tarrant, Alabama, so the money stays local, which is nice. It's a nice Parrot Structural. The guys that have the experience and the integrity to treat you right every step of the way. Plus, of course, they are licensed and E-Verify compliant, insured as well, which is very cool. Licensed, bonded, insured, E-Verify, all that good stuff. ParrotSS.com. If you wish to get a better education on the subject, ParrotSS.com, 668-2626. Steve, we've got Rand Paul speaking right now, opening remarks before Dr. Fauci's testimony. Can we give this a quick listen, bring this up? And
investigated yourself whether NIAID funding might be connected to the research. You did not tell the American people the full story. Duly released private messages indicate that the doubts with the authors and others didn't disappear after the publication. So while this was being waved at the White House to show that it couldn't come from the lab, the authors were still privately continuing to assign a meaningful probability to a laboratory origin, one thing in public and another in private. Some of the same scientists discussed avoiding email and carefully managing communications that might eventually be obtained under the Freedom of Information Act. The pattern is straightforward. Privately, there was alarm, then an immediate inquiry to see if NIAID's possible exposure to funding, then a rapid public declaration of certainty, continued private doubt, and then years of resistance to disclosure. The question is why? The only logical answer is that your primary concern was avoiding culpability. Your primary concern was hiding the fact that you had approved the funding for this dangerous research. Your support of gain-of-function research is extensive and long-standing. In 2011, your agency funded Ron Fauci's laboratory when it mutated the avian flu until it could spread through the air between mammals. This was the tipping point. This is when others became worried. You funded this. You advocated for this. The federal government's own biosecurity board, though, recommended withholding the details of these experiments because of the danger the research posed. People were concerned that publishing it was publishing a roadmap to creating bioweapons around the world. But you sided with the gain-of-function scientist Fauci and argued that the benefits of publishing the research far outweighed the risks. You defended this avian flu transmissibility experiments as critical research. You wrote that even if a scientist became infected and triggered a pandemic, the benefits of the gain-of-function experiments outweighed the risk. In 2014, your agency, NIAID, began funding the Wuhan bat coronavirus work. In 2015, Ralph Baric and the Chinese scientist Shi Zhengli published NIAID-supported research combining a bat coronavirus spike protein with a SARS backbone. The resulting virus could infect human airway cells. It's a novel virus that now can infect human cells. It gained transmissibility. It gained function. In 2018, the same group of scientists, EcoHealth, Baric, Shi, and their collaborators submitted the diffuse proposal, which involved the insertion of a furin cleavage site into the coronavirus. DARPA rejected it as too dangerous. When COVID was sequenced, though, early on in January of 2020, within days, scientists discovered that, lo and behold, it had a novel furin cleavage site, just as had been proposed in the diffuse project. This was either an extraordinary coincidence or a smoking gun, evidence that the Chinese had created COVID-19. It made the laboratory origin question more legitimate, and it made your categorical public denials indefensible. On May 11th, 2021, you told the Senate, the NIH has never, ever, and does not now fund gain-of-function research in Wuhan, in the Wuhan Institute of Virology. When I gave you the opportunity to correct the record, to reconsider the statement, you responded that you had never before lied to Congress. We were then told that Only the government's narrowest regulation of definition counted here, that you could define gain of function in one way in which this wasn't gain of function, in which all of the common sense of the world would be thrown out, all of the idea that the mice were dying and the virus was more transmissible didn't matter because you had a technical definition that allowed you to fund it. But the real question is, was it dangerous? Was it a wise decision to fund this? And you haven't deviated from that. You've never admitted that it could have been a mistake funding this research in China. The American people weren't asking for a semantics debate over what is gain of function. They were asking, does common sense say this research was dangerous in Wuhan? They wanted to know whether their money-funded experiments in Wuhan that made bat coronaviruses better able to infect humans. The answer is yes. They wanted to know whether NIAID adequately supervised their work. The answer is no. When you defended this research, you described its benefits in the broadest terms. But when Congress demanded accountability, you hid behind the narrowest possible definition. You can't have it both ways. Your conduct concerning federal records raises further questions. It is a crime to destroy federal records. Yet our investigation reveals your assistant diligently reported that she deleted tons of emails. In 2024, you testified that you did not delete federal records. Who's telling the truth, you or your assistant? The committee has obtained repeated instructions from you telling federal officials to delete communications. On February 2nd, 2020, one day after Origin's call, you told Francis Collins, please delete this email after you read it. The committee asked for your voluntary cooperation to come today. Your appearance had to be compelled by subpoena. You're here today under duress. You're here today because of the court ordering it. President Biden issued you a sweeping pardon extending back to 2014, the same pardon he gave to his son Hunter. A pardon may protect a person from criminal prosecution, doesn't rewrite history. It does not erase documents. It does not convert a misleading statement into a truthful one. And it does not prevent Congress from establishing what happened. There will be another pandemic. There will be another crisis. And there will again be officials who insist that uncertainty must be hidden for the public's own good. They will demand obedience. They will invoke science. I am the science, as though it were a commandment. They will argue that government officials cannot be questioned because questioning them would undermine public trust. They have it backwards. It is secrecy that destroys trust. It is arrogance that destroys trust. It is censorship that destroys trust. And it is the refusal to admit error that destroys trust. That loss of trust may be your most damaging legacy. Trust can't be ordered. It has to be earned. No scientist is above scrutiny. No government official is beyond accountability. And no public servant has the right to treat the suffering of millions of Americans as a footnote to his preferred version of history. I now recognize Senator Peters for his opening remarks.
All right, we're going to pause and move away from that. We're about to hear the Democrats attempt to rehabilitate Dr. Anthony Fauci, which is something that they've been doing on social media for quite some time here, desperately trying to make it seem as though he wasn't the lying liar that he is. Yeah.
Again, that diary doesn't lie.
Yeah.
That is Anthony Fauci's own writings and his own thoughts.
Oh, these guys will obfuscate. You know, they will do whatever they can to diffuse the situation and try to make it seem as though Anthony Fauci wasn't really just a narcissist. As I said, you know, he built his reputation and his fame on a mountain of bodies, which is absolutely criminal and shameful. And he should be ashamed of himself, but he doesn't know how to be because he is a narcissist. That's just how that works. So we will pop in and out of that as time goes by. When Rand Paul gets around to his actual questioning, I think everybody's going to want to hear
Some
what
of
that's
that,
all
yeah,
about.
that should be riveting.
A few other members on the committee that I'm sure will be well worth our time and attention. So we'll probably check in with that as well. But I find it hard to believe that everybody's not as outraged as they should be over this.
Well, and I think, too, you know, I think most Americans and people across the world may be watching this as well to find out more information. You think the number of loved ones that died or people that went into the hospital and were put on ventilators unnecessarily at the hands of this guy who lied from the very beginning about where the origins of this is. So I think there's going to be a lot of people who are interested in what happens in this hearing.
I don't like to overuse the term, so I apologize because I'm going to use it anyway, even though it really doesn't apply here. But am I like the only person who's getting PTSD over this? I feel like we're revisiting that time, and I'm remembering stuff that I was so outraged about at the time that I've managed to get over now, and I'm going back to it. It's like when I watched that damn OJ documentary, and I was like right back there
Yeah.
with the white Bronco and the trial, and it's all anybody talked about. It's all every late night talk show was doing, and I was just like right back immersed in it again. And I feel like this testimony is putting me right back in the thick of the stupidity of putting a mask on to get out of your car, walk to the restaurant, get seated at a table,
Take your mask
mask
off.
off so that you could sit there and drink water.
That didn't
and
make
chat.
any
And
sense.
no.
This was one of the many things we did that didn't make any sense.
And I'm finding myself right back in the thick of it as I'm remembering all of the stupid things that we did. And the fact that I worked from my house for a year and a half, which was great, by the way. I really
I know.
enjoyed that. Can I go back to that?
Most of you did that. There was a handful of us, me,
Anyway, yeah.
who I had no idea. I was always here every day.
Mm-hmm.
I was here every day that we needed to be here, and I was like, I don't know what that felt. I don't know what working from home felt like.
It's wonderful, just in case you're
Yeah,
wondering.
well, it was nice when no one was here.
Yeah.
I actually
I
liked
had
that.
no way of knowing it either because
Yeah.
doing what I was doing at the time, I had to be at the station.
Had to switch.
Yeah.
You're switching TV, were you not?
Timing
time,
out
yeah.
stuff and making sure that it all sounded
And-
good.
and-
I had
and
to be there. Couldn't
if
do
no-
it from home.
If nothing else, I like the fact that Rand Paul is like, we may not be able to prosecute Anthony Fauci even after all of this is said and done, but let's set the record straight about what the facts were
Let's get the
during
facts out there.
COVID.
Yeah.
If nothing else, so that this never happens again. This should never happen again. Be transparent about what's going on. Don't lie to the public because there is mistrust like we've never seen before in our government.
It was another case of Donald Trump putting his trust in the wrong person.
Yeah,
He
that's
did that
unfortunate.
early on. He did that with Rex Tillerson as his Secretary of State. He did that with Anthony Scaramucci as his spokesperson for about a week and a half before he fired him. I mean, he did this time and time again. He picked the wrong people. He had a bad picker.
Yeah, well, right. He may have had the wrong people around him that was helping
Right.
in that whole, scenario of like, who do we use? And again, he had bad people around him.
Even his VP
took that
was a
4
bad
years
choice.
off and
Yeah.
said, I'm going to have an army
We're gonna figure this
around
out.
me, and we're going to figure it out is exactly right.
Not going to make that
Yep.
mistake again. 7:48 with Dixon and Vining. Stick around. 7:52, Dixon Dividing, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Aqua Systems water is not just the best water on the face of the planet, but it is also available in your office. There is a very cool machine that hooks right into your office water system and allows you to get that water cleaned and purified right there in the machine itself. It takes up about the same footprint as one of your, water bottle container dealios, and it is so much better because it really is the purest, cleanest water. Cleans itself, by the way, with ultraviolet light, which I think is absolutely awesome. And the water and the ice that come out of it, second to none. You can get a free demonstration on this thing simply by traveling to Aqua Systems. They're just south of Valleydale Road on Highway 31, right by the Milos. It's a great, wonderful experience. Try some of the water. You can also find out about buying water while you're there. That they actually will sell you water in gigantic jugs if that's what you want, which is pretty cool. I tell you, we swear by this thing every single day. Everybody in this building uses it and loves it. And I don't know how we got along without it before, to be honest with you. We've had it for a few years now, and it is a lifesaver. Aqua Systems water for the office, reasonably priced, and a absolutely great perk for your employees. If you're a decision maker, you got to look into it. 383-3999, 383-3999, iwantgreatwater.com. It is National Wing Day. Anthony Fauci is making his opening remarks, and I really don't want to hear him. Do you?
No.
No, I don't. I can't take this mealy mouth guy another minute. I'll be interested to hear the questions and answers that come down the line. But I'm sure he's going to try to slither his way out from under most of this, just like Rand Paul pointed out. It's a gain of function is a broad definition, but when you say, oh, no, we didn't do that, used the narrowest definition humanly possible, that's the kind of weasel this guy is.
You're splitting hairs there, Anthony.
National Wing Day. Let's talk about some deals you can get on National Chicken Wing Day. Buffalo Wild Wings is offering a free order of 6 wings, bone-in or boneless, with any $15 minimum purchase. You have to use the promo code FREEWINGS on their app, of course.
Of course.
That's probably the biggest one that's out there, obviously, because Buffalo Wild Wings, big chain. We've got several locations. Pizza Hut's got a BOGO deal for National Chicken Wing Day. I used to like...
How are their wings?
I liked them once.
Yeah. Once.
And I,
when was that?
My daughter had a birthday, and she wanted to go to Pizza Hut. She wanted to do the buffet, and we looked all over the place, couldn't find one with a buffet. This was down in Orlando. So we finally just went to one and ordered. She got a personal pan pizza, and I got wings because I'd never had their Wing Street wings before, and they were fantastic.
Really?
The next time I ordered wings from there, I was like, these are not the same wings. These are not the ones that I got the last time I was here.
Location to location, maybe a little different?
Apparently so.
Yeah.
When you buy one any sized menu-priced order of boneless or traditional wings, you get another of equal or lesser value free. Today, use the code BOGO WINGS when ordering online or in the Pizza Hut app. Wingstop, still never been there. Let's see. You get 5 wings, free wings, with any qualifying purchase of $10 or more using the code FREEWINGS. Members of the Club Wingstop loyalty program can redeem that offer multiple times from Tuesday to Thursday. Let's see. More deals. Only the ones that we have.
We don't have the Big Daddies, don't have the BBQ chicken.
Dave & Buster's.
Oh, yeah.
The arcade and restaurant chain's wings deal include boneless wings starting at 50 cents each
Hey,
and bone-in
look at there.
wings.
50 cents.
Chicken
50 cent
nuggets. They're
wings.
adult nuggets.
Oh.
Bone-in wings start at $1.
Ah.
You can choose from 3 new limited-time flavors. Dill pickle rub. You'd love that.
Hey,
Cherry
I've never
bomb sauce.
had that.
Buster's signature sauce. Hootier's.
Beg your pardon?
Hootier's. It's a French place. You've never heard of it?
Sure it is.
You've heard of it.
There's a dine-in deal for 10 wings, bone-ins or boneless for just $7.29 with a drink purchase.
That's not too bad. 10
That's not
wings?
terrible.
No.
Let's see.
See, here's the problem with today being Chicken Wing Day.
Yeah, it's.
It really needs to be tomorrow.
Yeah, because tomorrow's
Well,
when
we're
we
going to
drop
make
the
it
wings.
tomorrow. How
Yeah,
about that?
That's it. I agree. At its more than 900 travel centers, pilots across the U.S., you can get 5 jumbo wings, traditional, spicy, or honey bourbon barbecue for $5 in the Pilot app.
We have a Twin Peaks, right? Don't we
yes,
have
we do.
Twin Peaks? They've
Yeah,
got
we
a
do.
deal
Yeah,
going on.
Sports
Buy
Bar
one.
Restaurant has a BOGO deal. Buy 6 wings, get 6 free at participating restaurants.
That's pretty good.
Assuming that they are participating, of course. Whataburger
Has
the
wings?
growing
They do.
Texas headquartered burger chain does wings too. It's National Chicken Wing Day. BOGO deal gets you a free 9-piece order of Whata wings when you buy one. So
that's two places right now that I really don't think of when I think of wings. Whataburger and Pilot.
Pilot, yeah, it's not really a place that you would think wings are like top of your mind when you go in there.
No.
Strange, nonetheless. All right, so there you go. You can grab some of those, and yeah, I told you last week I've been eating far too many wings because we do our thing on Thursday,
yeah,
and
then we're out and we're like, oh, I want wings.
it
And you're
seems like
"Whoa,
at least one other time a week
Twice
I
a
find
week, you're-
myself.
you're eating wings.
Uh-huh. Hey,
Good.
look up at your screen. What does it say?
There it is. We said it.
Dr. Fauci invokes Fifth Amendment at hearing. Hey, Steve, bring this back up again
Yeah,
for just a
'cause
second so we can give
Paul's
it a listen.
talking.
That's all right.
18th, 2025, for any offenses against the United States which may have been committed or taken part from January 1st, 2014 to the date of the pardon for a 10-year period, arising from or in any manner related to your service as director of the National Institute for Allergy and Infectious Diseases, as a member of the White House Coronavirus Task Force or the White House COVID-19 response team, or as chief medical advisor to the president. Have you refused this pardon, or do you have any reason to believe this full and unconditional pardon, this grant of immunity, would somehow require you to plead the Fifth Amendment?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to
Ah,
answer based
come
upon my
on,
rights
Fauci.
under the Fifth Amendment of the
God.
He's not going to answer any of these
Nothing.
questions. Nothing at all.
I
What
knew
a
he was
weasel.
going to do it. I knew
What
it.
a weasel. I told you he was a weasel. Weasel to the nth degree. Well, they'll be asking him questions all morning, and it's going to be nothing but the fifth. Well, he can't answer the Democrats' questions either, because if he does, then he opens the door, and he's like, now you have to start talking. So he's going to have to respectfully decline on pretty much everything here. It is 8 o'clock, Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, talk995.com, 545-9950, should you wish to opine.